Hello, William E. Hay families. I'm here with both of my boys, one is in grade 7 and the other one is in grade 10. And we're going to show you how to access your Google Meets and your Google Classroom as a parent with your child to help them through the online learning for the next few weeks. And I will be showing you their computers. I have my son in grade 7 using his Chromebook, so you can see what it looks like on a Chromebook. And my older son in grade 10, he will be using his Dell PC laptop, so you can see how it might look a little bit different on that, okay? Okay, boys, what I would like you to do is just start by opening up your Google Chrome. On a Chromebook, they need to log in first with their school login. So that'll be their email address and password. And on a regular laptop, you just need to go to Google, and then you need to sign in by clicking on Gmail. Okay, so once you get onto a Chromebook logged in, you may see the waffle up in the corner here. So Daniel's going to just show you where the waffle is, or you could have Gmail over here, or it might be just down as a little icon down here. There's usually a couple different places. So Daniel's just going to open up his Gmail as well. And once a student is logged into their Gmail account, they can access all sorts of different things from here. The first thing my boys are going to show you is how to go to their Google Classrooms. So they're going to go to their waffle, which is just in the top right-hand corner of the page. So open up your waffle, and the Google Classroom is a symbol that looks like an old green classroom board. So they're just going to click on that. Now, all of the work that teachers will be asking students to do will be posted in their Google Classroom. And all of your children will have their Google Classrooms just like this. Now, if they can't find a Google Classroom, they've maybe not added themselves to it, and they can just email their teacher asking for that if they seem to be missing it. So what I'm going to do is have my boys open up one of their Google Classrooms just by clicking onto that classroom. Now, within Classroom, this is why it's super important for you to sit with your children to look at the classroom. As parents, we get a short summary of what is put in the classroom, but you can't access any of the assignments. You can't access any of those announcements. So it can be a little bit frustrating as a parent to actually see what is going on in the classroom. So this is what you need to do, is just have a seat beside your children. You'll notice there's something called the stream, and this is the first page that they come to. On the stream is all the announcements, all the handouts, all the assignments and things like that. You'll also notice that there is the upcoming box here, and you'll notice upcoming right now says that nothing is due, but this is where when activities are due very soon, you will be able to see it in their upcoming box. One of the things you will find very beneficial on the Google Classroom is the week at a glance for parents and students to see what's going to be coming up in that class for that week, including what days will be considered Google Meet days and what days will be considered work days or project days. The one thing that I'd like you boys to do is go onto your class work in the center tab there, and that shows all of the classroom work. This is how they access their work, and it actually does show due dates, and this is where you can actually see different activities. So there are announcements posted, there's material posted, so maybe pictures of textbook activities, things like that. But this is where they would actually access all of their school work. So what I'd like you boys to do is just open up one of your either assignments or announcements within this Google Classroom. And you can see when they click on it, it opens up like this. So this is a worksheet that was posted, and it's an image. Now, one of the things my boys are going to show you is using Google Calendar at the top of the classroom. This is absolutely essential that they use their Google Calendar. So go ahead and click on it, because it opens up their Clearview calendar. Now, this calendar is a really nice feature because any and all upcoming assignments are shown within the calendar. So you can see this week, assignments are shown, and you can access, as children, they can access their assignments directly from the calendar. So if you click on your assignment, and Daniel, if you can click on your assignment, And you can see that it comes to a link. So then you click on the link and that will open up the assignment. It takes you back to that Google Classroom, directly to that assignment. So if your child tells you, well, I don't know where that assignment is posted, I can't remember where the teacher put it, well, they actually don't need to remember because they can access it directly from their Google Classroom and from their calendar. Either way, it should work. Okay, so what I would like you guys to do now, how do your children access a Google Meet? So when your teacher is teaching from 9 till 3:15, your children are still expected to participate in their regular classes. The question becomes, well, how do they access the Google Meet? Now, this is slightly different than maybe what your teachers did in the spring. So my boys are going to show you. They're going to open up another tab. So just by clicking the plus button, and they go back to their waffle. And when they click on their waffle, they should see a little icon that looks like that, and it's a Google Meet. So what they're going to do is they're going to select the Google Meet icon, and that takes them to a screen that looks like this. It's slightly different depending upon the background for each child. They're going to then select where it says use a meeting code. And it's going to come up with enter the meeting code. Now the meeting code is standardized this year for all of our teachers. The meeting code is Clearview, and then the teacher's first initial and the teacher's last name. So my meeting code would be Clearview D Entity. Now, a lot of people have trouble spelling the last name Entity, and that will give some students some grief because how do you spell Entity? I don't know where to find that. So my boys are going to open up another tab. They're going to do a search for William E. Hay. And William E. Hay website is what we're looking for. And they're going to open up the William E. Hay website. And when they get to the website, they're just going to scroll down just a little bit, and on the right-hand side, you'll see it says Staff Directory. And when they click on Staff Directory, that takes them directly to a list of all the staff at William E. Hay. And you can see it lists everybody. So they're just going to scroll a little bit to show you. Now, the nice thing here is this staff directory has our first name and our last name. So it will show you the spelling of everybody's name. And if you don't know the teacher's first name, it's listed right here. The other thing you can do from this directory is this is a hyperlink for email. So my boys are going to send or open up as if they wanted to send an email to one of their teachers. So when you click on the teacher's name, it takes you to this page, and we're going to ask it to send me a message. And this is where you will enter your name, your email, your phone number, and type in a message. And then you have to enter the validation code. This sends the email, and then you click send in the bottom there. This will send the email directly to that teacher. So that is how you can send an email to a teacher. Let's go back to our Google Meet. Now that we know how to spell our teachers' names, we're going to use a meeting code. And we're going to type in Clearview. And my boys are actually going to select 2 different meetings. And once you've typed in that teacher's name, you're going to select Continue. And it brings you to this screen here. Now, if the teacher is not on at that moment, it will tell you that it's not accessible. Now, before you join the meeting, so we haven't yet joined the meeting, we are going to make sure that the camera is on, but the microphone is off. Now, the microphone off is super important so that there isn't a lot of feedback as the Google Meet is occurring, but it also helps us when we are teaching so that, if you have a dog that barks in the background, or maybe there's younger siblings in the home, it will actually prevent all of that background noise from coming through. So Daniel is on here. He might have changed it to a sunset now or whatever. But now what we're going to do is we're going to join our meet. So you select this button here that says join now. Okay, so you can see once they select the join now code, it comes on so that you can, this teacher is actually presenting her screen so we can see the screen. And if we come over here, this teacher has actually shut off her camera because the bell is gone. Actually, classes have ended right now. Now, the one thing that's important is that your child has the sound turned up on their computer. So on a Chromebook, they use this button there to turn up the sound so that they can hear their teacher. And on my Dell laptop here, you would just come down to that little button right there and select for sound, and that changes the volume and that sort of thing. Each computer, again, is slightly different, so you have to access your own computer of how to do that. Now, one of the things we might ask students to do is use earbuds or headphones when they're accessing their Google Meet. The one thing is, though, if you do use headphones or earbuds, that might make it so that your mic doesn't work. So you have to be very cautious using that. And it might be a little bit of a guess and test just with your own device from home. So when you're done your Google Meet, your child, or if your child wants to talk, they just need to unmute themselves by unmuting there. Click on that. And now they're able to actually speak to their teacher, and the teacher can hear them talking when they're unmuted. So they need to make sure that they stay muted. So go ahead and mute yourself again. We need to stay muted unless we're talking. Now, if you have a question, there is this lovely little feature where they can raise a hand. So while the teacher is teaching, they actually raise their hand. So then the teacher will get a code that says that they're looking for help and they have a question. All right, so what I would like you to do is go ahead and hang up the call. Looks like an old-fashioned phone. Okay, when your child is done, because maybe that class is done, but they're moving to their next class, so it's now maybe 10:15 and it's time to switch classes, they would actually return to home screen. And this is where they now enter the next teacher's meeting code. So maybe the next teacher, they're going to enter Clearview, and then maybe it's Miss Smith, or maybe a different teacher, whoever they're joining for their next class, okay? When they are done their meetings for the day and done their coursework for the day, so they've gone on and looked at their calendar, they've gone through all of their Google Classrooms, they've joined all their meets, what they're going to be able to do then is they're done school for the day. If you have any questions about how to access any of this, please don't hesitate to give us a call at the school. Again, the waffle is a key feature for students. They can access all sorts of different features and things through their waffle. They've got their Gmail accounts. They can access their sheets. If they need to create a Google slide, you can see there's photos there, there's docs sheets. So if they need to create a new slide presentation, they would just click on slides. They would click on docs if they need to create a new doc, sheets if they're creating a new sheet, etc. So this is where they access a lot of those different features. When your kids are done their work, they might want to access just some extra fun activities, maybe some physical activities. If you go to our main website again and just go to students and parents, select that. You'll notice if you scroll down a little, there's enhanced activities. You'll click on that. There isn't any documents in there right now, but you will find in here in the future things related to physical activities, some workouts that they can do. You could even do those workouts if you want to participate with them, maybe some craft activities or things like that that are for fun and support the students' mental health. I completely understand how this can be very overwhelming for a number of you. What you need to know is that if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the school. We welcome the opportunity to talk with you, help you and your children navigate this. It can be a little bit difficult, but you know what? I know we've got this together. All of the staff will still be at the school, so we'll be able to take those phone calls here at the school and answer your questions. And I hope that all goes well, and please let us know if you need anything. Take care.